In grammar this week, we're going to talk about possessive pronouns. And that's basically all we're going to be talking about. Okay? Remember, possessive pronoun shows ownership. Okay? A possessive noun is a pronoun that shows ownership, and it can take the place of a possessive noun. So here is a chart of some singular possessive pronouns and then some plural because they change spelling except for your, my, or our, his, her, its becomes their. Let's look at this example. Jason and Jason's dad took me to the vacation. Okay. I need to think to the museum. I'm sorry. I'm just making up words here. Jason and Jason's dad took me to the museum. I need to ask the thinking question, okay, are there possessive nouns in the sentence? And do any of them need to be replaced to avoid being repeated or repetition? Okay, this Jason's is a possessive noun, and it can be replaced by the word his. Jason and his dad took me to the museum. All right, do you see how that definitely avoids repetition by adding the his in there instead of Jason and Jason's dad? Okay, so let's look at these examples and think of a possessive pronoun that can replace the underlined possessive noun. So Miss Shinley took Miss Shinley's class to the local museum. Miss Shinley took her class to the local museum. Number 2, James enjoyed James's time in the electronics section. James enjoyed his time in the electronics section. Number 3, for many years the radio brought entertainment and information to radio's audiences. How about for many years the radio brought entertainment and information to its audiences? Number 4, Miss Shinley and the class agreed that Mrs. Shinley's and the class's television sets had replaced radios. This is a plural, Miss Shinley's and the class's. Okay, Miss Shinley and the class agreed that their television sets have replaced radios. Okay, now let's look at some more possessive pronouns. So some possessive pronouns are used before nouns, and others can stand alone. All right, so possessive pronouns used before the nouns. That is my museum map. Okay, here's the my. It's used before the noun, the map. Here's the possessive pronoun that stands alone. That museum map is mine. I need to ask this thinking question. Is the possessive pronoun followed by a noun? Well, the possessive pronoun here, mine, is not followed by a noun. Okay, so these are the possessive pronouns that can stand alone. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. You'll notice that they are mostly, well, not mostly plural, but most of them have an S at the end except for mine and his. So we are going to rewrite the sentence by replacing the possessive pronoun with a possessive pronoun that stands alone. Okay? Number 1, I thought that was our museum map. How could you rewrite the sentence to replace the possessive pronoun with one that stands alone? How about I thought that museum map was ours? Okay. Number 2, is this your map? How about, is this map yours? See how we're just taking the words and mixing them around so that we can use a standalone possessive pronoun? Number 3, it may be her museum map. How would you rewrite that one? How about the museum map may be hers? And number 4, I guess it is his map. How about I guess the map is his? All right, let's go into our reader's notebook and get some additional practice with possessive pronouns. So pages 364 and 365 in your reader's notebook are going to help you to practice further with the possessive pronouns. Okay, the first one is just rewriting the sentence, with the correct form of the possessive pronoun that's in parentheses. So Max and I went to see Max's favorite exhibit. Which one of these 3 words would be the correct form? Right, his. So you can just write his on the line. You don't need to rewrite the entire sentence, but you do need to think, are there possessive nouns in the sentence, and do any of them need to be replaced to avoid repetition? Okay, so that's 364. On page 365, these are more possessive pronouns, and these are ones that can stand alone. So you're going to write the possessive pronoun that stands alone on the line. Okay, you can use the chart up here and the thinking question, is the possessive pronoun followed by a noun? And then 5 and 6, you're going to rewrite the sentence on the line so that the possessive pronoun stands alone, just like what we just did on the projectable. You're just going to flip the words around and make sure that you end in one of these standalone possessive pronouns. Okay, make sure to have your learning adult check your work when you're done.